Is it okay to have a work wife or a work husband, the work spouse? You can be involved in something called emotional infidelity. And what that basically means is that you're taking the larger portion of your emotional self and placing it in the hands of a member of the opposite sex outside of your marriage. So if you are at work, where most cheating really occurs, physical and emotional, it occurs there because you're intense and you're involved and you're having very important, meaningful conversations about work, which is a large part of your life, potentially with somebody you're close to, a member of the opposite sex. And you're having lunch and dinner, and you're eating and breathing all of these topics that also bleed over, of course, into a lot of personal situations, personal questions, and time together. So here are some rules to consider as guidelines for how to avoid emotional infidelity at the office. Number one, keep it all business at the office. You don't have to be the big friend at the office. You can keep it to work. Number two, avoid eating out alone with a member of the opposite sex. To have a business lunch inside the office is very different. Number three, include a third person. It's hard to get that personal good feeling when there's a third person in the meeting, at the lunch or dinner meeting. Number four, avoid alcohol. The more we drink, the more our inhibitions go down and we are ripe to start something that will be inappropriate. And finally, include your spouse more in your work. You don't have to have celebratory dinners because you got that account with other people at work without including your spouse. Talk about your spouse more. And of course, even an opposite sex person, you can have a relationship, a friendship. But you just have to make sure that the connection, the times that we're having the conversations, that they're infrequent, they're not as regular about personal business. Here's the bottom line. You have a conversation with a member of the opposite sex at work. If you're walking away with a little too much bounce in your step, you know you're treading on thin ice and you got to change what you're doing.